Hi, it's Iphie Adizue of ShareVirtuosity.com, author of the Uncommon Woman book. You're welcome to another episode of the Uncommon Woman Show, the place to be, to birth and grow into the woman of your dreams, that woman God had in mind when He created you. Today's topic is all about business. And the question is, how do I start my own business? So today I'll be sharing with you 9 steps on how to start your business. It's actually a chapter from the Uncommon Woman book, so if you want more details, you can get it. But for today, the next 5 minutes, I will share with you the exact 9 steps as listed in the book. Step 1, you need to define your motivation and your objectives. Why exactly do you want to go into business? What do you want to get out of it? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? How much do you want to get out of this? What are your motivations? What are your objectives? You need them for when the going gets tough, because in business, the going does get tough. 2, define your target audience. Who are the people that you need to sell your product or your service to? Who are the people that you need to reach out to solve the solutions in their lives? Where do these people stay? What's their life like? Are they married? Are they male? Are they female? Are they single? Do they live in the urban cities? Do they live in the rural areas? What do they do in their spare time? You need to understand your target audience deeply, such that if he or she were passing here right now, you'd be able to say, that's my target audience. 3, you need to define the size of the prize. What is the size of this entire industry? So for example, you want to start making dairy products. What is the size of the dairy products industry? You want to start making yogurt. What's the size of the yogurt industry? I mean, quantify it in currency. So if you're in Nigeria, in Naira, if you're in Ghana, in cedis, if you're in South Africa, in Rand, how much exactly is that industry worth? This would help you to understand, if your objectives were conservative. Remember, step 1, you're supposed to define your objectives and quantify it in currency as well. So when you come to step 3 and you define the size of the price in currency, naira and kobos, dollars and cents, it's easy to see if your objectives were unrealistic or if they were too conservative. There's a smart way to do this using Facebook. It's in the Uncommon Woman book. 4, learn from the current players in the industry. Who are those that currently play in these industries? Who are the top 2 to 3 businesses that play in these industries? What are they doing very well? What are they doing that people love about them? What are the things that people complain about when it comes to their products or their services? How do you find this? Go out to forums, go out to their Facebook pages. You should be able to find a thing or two, because obviously you need all this to put together when you're crafting your own products, your own services. The things they do well, how can you do better? The things they don't do well, how do you far exceed the expectations of the consumers in this regard? Step 5, find your twist of originality. There's so much copy and paste happening now in the business world. It's actually very, very irritating and frustrating. You see someone that is making money from a particular business and there's so much of this Me Too syndrome, and so you jump into it. That's not the way to succeed in business. It's okay to start. It's fine. You say, okay, I can start that way, but you can't sustain the growth of your business that way. You need to have your own twist of originality. How do you get your twist of originality? One way is to specialize. So what niche within that industry is currently not attended to, is currently not being fully tapped? How do you tap into that? How do you occupy that niche and own that niche? So for example, when it comes to shoes for women, there's so many people who sell shoes, but there are very few people who sell plus size shoes. So the question is, the industry you're trying to go into, is there a niche now that is currently not being served as fully and as optimally as they would love? Can you go in there and own that niche? Find your twist of originality. Step 6, define your products. What products, what services are you going to be selling to the people, your target audience? There's an interesting thing that I learned as well from the Proverbs 31 woman. She actually worked with wool and with flax. Flax is also like linen. And a deeper research showed me that wool was like the everyday clothing of the masses, while linen was for the elite. What does this mean? It means that she had a portfolio of products that met the needs of a wide range of people. She had products and services for the masses, and she also had products and services for the elite. So when you're deciding the products and services that you would offer, as much as possible, you can have a range, something that meets broad spectrum. It doesn't mean that you deviate from what you do. So for example, you're in real estate and then you build houses. Who says you can't have like a high-end house in a high-brow neighborhood, and then you have something in a middle income area, and you have something in a densely populated area? But the key thing across all of them is your quality and standard is the same. It's just that the locations are different, and so it meets different classes of people. So what are your products? What are your services? What will be your wool product? What will be your linen product? Think it out. Step 7, enlist the support of your husband, especially, well, you don't have a husband except you're married. So if you're married, enlist the support of your husband. There is so much you can achieve when you have the support of your husband. There's also so much stress and tension you would go through in your business if you do not have the support of your husband. There's several ways to do this. First of all, you need to understand his mindset about people, women who have businesses and also are saddled with the responsibilities of being a wife and a mom. You need to understand how he thinks, how he processes this information, and what are his fears, and then you curb those fears. There's more details in the Uncommon Woman book. There's actually like 7 steps to enlist his support so that your dreams with regards to your business can actually, fly off. Step 8. Partner with God. It's a very interesting step, but it's a step that has helped me and has been the key driver of making my business successful. Before I started Deluxe Childbirth Services 6 years ago, I had before then 4 failed businesses. The one key thing that made Deluxe successful was this step and the next. So I partnered with God. What does it mean to partner with God? Bring God into your business and have a discussion as you craft. As you even decide what business to do, work it with him. As you decide what products to sell, work it with him. Ask him for his thoughts. Ask him for his input. And once it's all set and you're clear on what you want to do, give God responsibilities. I remember when I started my business, my discussion with my God was, God, you are my chief marketing officer. I can't afford to do any advertisement right now. So I need you to give me insights, give me tips on how to drive awareness. And when I get to talk to people, please plant the word about my business in their heart so that they are very, very welcoming. Give God responsibilities. Of course, with responsibilities comes his share in the profits. And in my business, for example, he gets 30%. So that's our deal. But then the trick here, or the point to be careful about, is not to treat your relationship with God just as a business transaction. That's wrong. Imagine you went into business today with your father. Would the business transaction be everything that's all about your relationship? No, it wouldn't. So as a daughter, you still need to maintain your relationship with your loving father. And then within the ambits of the business that both of you are partners on, don't just come to him when there are challenges, but also let him know the status of business. Review business regularly with him. And the last but not the least step is to get into the grind yourself. One thing that distinguishes a business that is successful from a business that will fail is the knowledge of the owner. If you don't get into the business, get your hands dirty, your staff will, that's how we say it in Nigeria, your staff will bow you. Like, you literally come in one day and you have nothing. You need to get into the business. You need to understand the way everything works and do it yourself. Now that you know all this, what are you going to do differently? It's possible you might not even know what gifts of yours, what strengths in you that you could turn around into a business. If you're in that situation, then I have a gift for you. I have a free ebook. It's titled Identifying Your Money-Making Idea. The link to access it is below in the description. It would help you and take you step by step how to identify that idea you can turn into your business, and then you can apply these 9 steps. Remember, there's an assignment with your name on it. There's a world out there just waiting for your own unique touch. And there's a God that is ready to back you up to deliver the success that is yours. So put your game face on and rise and shine. If you loved this video, please do not hesitate to like it, share it with your friends and family, and click the bell button below to subscribe to this channel for more videos when we post them. Thank you.